milkmen, cream puffs, donuts, cab drivers, or serious contender? Who is Tyson Fury gonna take on in his December 5th London homecoming fight? Drop your comments on this topic, like, subscribe, share this video, do all that good stuff. Jab the subscribe button, detonate your right hand on that bell button. Who is Tyson Fury gonna take on? So Bob Arum's, named a few fighters. He's made his comments talking about the Deontay Wilder, trilogy contract or, rematch clause or whatever is expired. So, the question everyone's got, so if Fury ain't gonna fight Deontay Wilder, who is he gonna fight? So let's jump into Bob Arum's comments. He said, go to the 50 names on the WBC list. 10 of them are not, available because of their scheduled fight within the next month or the next 2 months. They're not available. Daniel Dubois is there, Joe Joyce is there, but they're not available. In the same way, Derek Chisora is there and Alexander Usyk is there, but they're not available. You end up with 5 guys who are possible. You mentioned 3 of the 5. There's Efe Ajagba, Agit Kabayel, and Oscar Rivas. So those are the comments of Bob Arum. So that's interesting. Agit Kabayel, Efe Ajagba, and Oscar Rivas. What's his name? Michael Hunter's been buzzing. I've seen it all over social media, Instagram. Michael Hunter's been buzzing, talking about he wants to fight. Michael Hunter wants to fight anybody. Then you've got, Charles Martin. I saw somewhere some people are posting about Charles Martin. I highly doubt this fight is Charles Martin's gonna get this fight since he's outside of the top ranked stable. Michael Hunter's currently a free agent, so it could be possible we could get a Michael Hunter fight. But looking at the names, that Bob Arum's mentioned of the fights that are actually within the top ranked stable, we've got Oscar Rivas here, who lost. We know him for he fought Dylan White. He lost to Dylan White, put up a decent fight against White, knocked out Brian Jennings. That was his biggest victory. As you can see here, drops Dylan White with an uppercut, coincidentally. Also have Efe Ajagba, who hasn't really fought anybody of, no serious note yet. He's highly touted, with highlight reel knockouts. He's known for that guy that walked out of the ring who didn't even see. The guy didn't even fight and even go through the first round, walked out of the ring. Efe Ajagba, big puncher, he's been knocking out guys in big fashion. Obviously, recently he's looked a bit vulnerable. His recent fight against, I can't remember the guy he fought recently. It didn't look, great. It was Jonathan Rice he fought. It didn't look great. He didn't even look in the best of shape. Obviously, maybe he would say it's COVID and he hasn't been able to train properly. I don't know. He got dropped by Yago Kiladze. A lot of people put the back burner on Efe Ajagba after that Kiladze knockdown. Kiladze, that he was no way near being in that fight. As it says here, he failed to impress against Jonathan Rice. So we don't really know, how Efe Ajagba was really coming along in terms of his development, because he's, 2 of his recent fights, it hasn't looked the best. Then we've got Agit Kabayel. People have always, viewed him as a European level fighter. He's beaten, what's his name? Would I want to see Tyson Fury for Agit Kabayel? Personally, no. I expect Tyson Fury to, to beat this guy to a pulp, outbox him or potentially stop him. This guy, Agit Kabayel, man, this guy, I don't want to see Tyson Fury fight Agit Kabayel, period. I'm not interested in that, because Tyson Fury fighting this guy like Sefer Safiri, and all these, milkmans and cab drivers in his interim fights. I'm not interested in all these Tom Schwartz and all these kind of man. We saw he fight Otto Wallin. Obviously, everybody thought Otto Wallin was going to be another Schwartz. He put up a good fight, mainly because he could have got Tyson Fury stopped because of that cut. But Tyson Fury still won on, one on the cards handily. So I want Tyson Fury to fight someone who's got power. Someone who there's a perception, so we can have a perception that if he gets caught, he could actually win and truly get knocked out. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not interested in any of these cream puffs, donuts. Anyone that looks like a cab driver, I'm not interested. So, what do you guys think? Who do you want to see? Drop your comments. Who do you want to see Tyson Fury take on next? Because Oscar Rivas, I believe, is a dangerous fight for Tyson Fury. Stylistically, smaller guy, comes on the inside. Tyson Fury doesn't have the greatest of track records when it comes to, these smaller. Look at Otto Wallin. These smaller guys. What's the other guy? Steve Cunningham. You know, these smaller guys who can get on your inside, big shots. You know, it's difficult. You know, with these guys slipping on the inside. So I think that, you know, knowing Tyson Fury, you know, very calculated guy, strategic in picking his fights. I don't know if he's really gonna go with Oscar Rivas. You know, a dangerous, energetic, you know, powerful Oscar Rivas, very squat. He's probably learned from his loss against Dylan White. You know, good amateur record as well. His only loss was to Dylan White, and you know he didn't get stopped. He was on the cards, so I think he would view it as a bit risky. Efe Ajagba, obviously he hasn't got any big, massive wins on his record. You know, it could be an option. You know, Efe Ajagba, because considering he didn't look great against Iago Kiladze and he didn't look fantastic against Jonathan Rice, might Tyson Fury underestimate Efe Ajagba and be like, this is the route to go? Underestimate Efe Ajagba at your peril, because the guy does have the power. You know, if he's still developing, you know, and you never know what can happen. This is heavyweight boxing. The guy can punch. If he catches Fury right, Fury could very well find himself on the canvas. So we have to wait and see what happens. Will Tyson Fury go with Efe Ajagba? Possibly. Agit Kabayel. This is the option that a lot of people believe that Tyson Fury is going to go. I'll be disappointed if this guy goes with Agit Kabayel. But it's an option. I believe he's more likely to pick Agit Kabayel than Efe Ajagba and Oscar Rivas. And it also depends on whether Agit Kabayel wants to fight, because just because, you know, you have an opportunity doesn't mean they're automatically going to be taking these fights. Luis Ortiz didn't take the AJ fight. He was offered. You know, these few guys were not taking offers, you know, to fight AJ after Jarrell Miller dropped out. So there's no guarantee that Agit Kabayel is going to be fighting Tyson Fury. So Efe Ajagba, Oscar Rivas. Another name people are forgetting is Carlos Takam. And Takam, the guy is ready to fight anybody. He literally had no camp against before AJ went in there and performed pretty well against Anthony Joshua. The guy's got decent power, you know, very similar to Oscar Rivas in a way, and very similar to Derek Chisora. Will Tyson Fury take the risk? It's so weird that everyone's talking about, you know, trying to everyone's thinking, looking at fights thinking, we don't think Fury's going to take the risk against this guy. We don't think that Fury's going to take the risk against this guy. No, Fury might surprise us and take on Oscar Rivas. So we have to wait and see what happens. So drop your comments in the comment section below. Who do you want to see Tyson Fury take on next? I want to see my top 3 for Tyson Fury to take on next. Out of, you know, I would like to see him fight Oscar Rivas. You know, I don't mind him fighting Ajagba, and I don't mind him fighting a Carlos Takam. I want someone, there's an element of surprise where they have the power to catch you. And, you know, Fury is not like Fury's invincible. The guy has got knocked down by cruiserweights not Gerald Washington, Cunningham. So anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. So drop your comments in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, jab that subscribe button, detonate that, you know, bell button, do all that good stuff. Share this video, drop your comments again. Cool.